The views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices. The views and opinions expressed by host and guests are their own, and their appearance on the show does not imply any endorsement or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org.
Visit WisconsinVoices.org
and learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.
We all do that. And this is some crazy work, and it's triggering. And I always say it's triggering, but we do it because we love it, or we're trying to heal, or we're trying to make things better for the next generation. Our topic today is going to be twofold. One, we're going to talk about a ballot initiative that's going on Monday with a bunch of different organizations. Some are partners of ours, and some that just do really good work around the city. We're going to talk about how do you request absentee ballots, because even though we say this over and over and over again, we have to make sure that people hear it. Sometimes, somebody's not listening and they just listen today and they, oh my goodness, this is a day, that they might hear something that somebody else has heard over and over, but to keep reiterating this information. We're going to talk a little bit about the scariness of wanting to give your information to register to vote. Some people are scared to do that. So let's start off with the ballot initiative. So on Monday, which is May 13th, that's my dad's birthday. Happy birthday. He'll be 82 years old, retired bus driver. So he's enjoying his retirement, even though he doesn't know how to retire. He's still on roofs. He's still trying to work, but hopefully he will stop. But the Wisconsin Democracy Campaign is doing a statewide tour. Some of the partners is ACLU, For Our Future, Wisconsin, SEIU, Souls to the Polls, which is one of our partners. All Vote is Local, which is another partner of ours. Power to the Polls, Working Families Party, League of Progressive Seniors. And they're doing our vote, our ballot box. And this is statewide. So they're going to be having, and I will list everywhere they're going, but they'll be in Madison, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Eau Claire, Wausau. And this is to the ballot. The Supreme Court will be listening to, Wisconsin Supreme Court will be listening arguments about the ballot boxes. So the Milwaukee one, or the Madison one, will be at 9 a.m. in Madison on Monday at 2 East Main Street, Madison, on the first floor. That is Madison, 9 a.m., 2 East Main Street on the first floor. Milwaukee will be at 10:30 a.m. at 2727 West Fond du Lac Avenue. 2727 West Fond du Lac Avenue at 10:30. Green Bay will be at 12 noon at 100 South Jefferson Street in Green Bay. 12 noon, 100 South Jefferson Street in Green Bay. Eau Claire is at noon as well. 203 South Farwell Street. And it's the Courtyard Outdoors. And that's 203 South Farwell Street, Eau Claire. courtyard outdoors. And then the last one is Wausau at noon, 407 Grant Street in Wausau. Noon, 407 Grant Street, Wausau. This is some of the stuff that. So let's go into ballot boxes. So when we talk about ballot boxes, those are the boxes that back in the day before they were banned, you could do your absentee ballot at home and then drop it off in a ballot box. And then you can go on your merry way and the clerk would pick them up and, secure them, count them, whatever they need to do. I can only speak for the city of Glendale right now. Their ballot box is right between the city of Glendale City Hall and the police department. There is a camera on them at all times. They have those teeth, those metal teeth that if you put something in, if you try to pull it out, the teeth will grind it up. It is picked up by our clerk, put into a lock secured room. Now that the room in the city hall, the room has cameras, it is locked and it is surveyed 24 hours. Those are what our ballot boxes look like. And people are like, why is the importance of ballot boxes and changing some of these rules? So I know a couple of people who have talked about their experience trying to vote absentee ballot, especially disabled people. People like my daughter who does an absentee ballot but need to mail it, make sure it's in the mail in time for it to be counted. If she gets her absentee ballot and she doesn't come home until right before the election, she has to come home early enough to turn her ballot in, because there's rules about even turning your ballot in with the help of somebody else. They have to certify that they are turning this ballot in because someone is unable to, they're disabled or can't get out, but you have to certify that. There are so many reasons why we need ballot boxes. So the Supreme Court will be reading or listening to oral arguments. So with the statewide launching it, and I think this bigger picture is, and if you want to read more about it, you can go on Wisconsin Democracy Campaign. They're one of the organizations that's spearheading this. We want to make sure that voting shouldn't be. We want to protect our vote, but voting shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be something that is you have to jump through hoops to do. Now, we do want our elections to be protected. We do want them to be, we want them to be, fair, but we shouldn't have to kill ourselves just trying to return a ballot. It should be convenient. It can still be secure and convenient. Oh, look what we have here. Hello, Brian.
Hello there. Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody.
They left me hanging here by myself.
I had to drive all the way from Cedarburg on the streets. And you already know those are some counties you do not want, the cities you do not want to be playing with.
I hope you drove speed limit with two hands on the wheel safely.
With the seatbelt on.
You should have your seatbelt on at all times. Yeah. But we are talking about the ballot box initiative. Wisconsinites deserve to voice their opinion. That's why we're here with Be a Voice. And expand the access to ballot boxes for all eligible voters. Um, those drop boxes are important, giving us more options to do what we need to do. That helps the democracy. Um, have you ever kind of voted and then had to drop your ballot in one of the drop boxes?
I know mine and Granny use theirs, but I'd usually I'm pretty good at pulling up. I haven't had to use the ballot boxes yet, drop boxes yet.
So you still, either absentee ballot early voting, or you do it on election day.
Yeah, I feel like it's feel like a tradition to get in there, and it's like my right. It's my civic duty to get up and go to the my polling place. Or like that one time we did our event across the city, I went and did the early voting that day. We ran up and was at Midtown before they switched over.
Right.
But that was my last time early voting. Usually I'm going that same day over to Marsh House, as they say, for the graduates of Marshall High School.
Marsh
House.
We gonna ignore it, but we gonna ignore Brian today because
I'm good. My doctor visit was great, so I'm happy. I'm just a little overweight, but that's cool.
Let it tell every African American in this country is overweight. Let them tell it. But there are, so that is a big issue, but let's talk. So if you would like to, and I think I want to reiterate where these places are and what they're doing, and, just giving a message that we would like our drop boxes back. This is a statewide campaign. This is ACLU for Our Future, SEIU, Souls to the Polls. All voting is local. Power to the Polls, Wisconsin Working Families Party, and League of Progressive Seniors. And these are kind of a statewide initiative. Madison, 9 o'clock, 2 East Main Street. Milwaukee at 10:30, 2727 West Fond du Lac Avenue. Green Bay at 12 noon, 100 South Jefferson Street. Eau Claire at noon, 203 South Farwell Street. And Wausau at noon, 407 Grant Street. And then the Milwaukee one is at 10:30, 2727 West Fond du Lac Avenue. Come out. We'll be there. Wisconsin Voices will have a presence there. We just want to make sure that the voices are heard, and that the Supreme Court hears that you can still have safe elections. You can have valid elections and still have a drop box for convenience.
Yeah.
So let's talk about absentee ballots. There are ways to request an absentee ballot. All you have to do is you can go on the myvotewisconsin.org, and once you're a registered voter, you may request a absentee ballot. All you have to do is put your name, address, phone, or date of birth in there, and it will be sent to your clerk. And the clerk will send you a form, I believe, and put you on a list to verify that, and you can track that. And then when time comes, I think it's like 6 weeks, don't quote me on it, I think it's 6 weeks before the election, they send out a ballot. And then you can conveniently fill out your ballot, mail it back in, or right now you can drop it off at your clerk's office, or any of the places that are doing open early voting. Yeah, that is.
How does that look in the community? Have people called in and said that they use their absentee? I know people use them, but have our viewers, our listeners said they use the absentee ballots pretty often?
I don't know. We haven't asked that question. We should probably ask that question.
Hey guys, do you guys use the absentee ballots? 414-444-5250, WNOV 860 106.5 FM. Do you use the absentee ballots? Tamika wants to know.
Look at Brian. Look at Brian. He's so good at this. Yeah. I think I don't use my daughter uses an absentee ballot because she's away at school, but she feels like her vote counts more here than somewhere else. And so she is kept her voting here. I do early voting. So I do a in-person absentee ballot, I guess. So I go into City Hall and I go in and I vote and early voting, and then they seal it up and wait for election day to count it. Some people I know absolutely have to go on the day. They want to count that and be there at that moment, feeling the paper.
Right.
Sticker. Right. I actually like voting electronically on the electronic voting machines.
I remember you said that when we went the last few weeks ago when we did the vote.
Oh yeah, I love those things because I like the fact that once you put it in, this is just a blank thing, and then it lets you, if you make mistakes, like say for instance, I missed, I was going too fast and I missed one. It will say you missed this one. You can either skip it because you don't want to vote, or oh man, I missed this. And then it lets you check over who you voted for just in case you didn't push the right button, or like, oh my goodness, I didn't mean to vote for this one. I meant to vote for this one. And you can go and change it and, make sure your ballot and who is you want to vote for is there. Then you print it out. It prints it out. And then you walk up to the thing where you would turn your ballot in, you turn that in, and your vote is counted.
Yeah, I used it at Midtown.
Catch Wisconsin Voices via Voice Radio every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. as we focus on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices BA Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org. Wisconsin Voices 3 pillars: protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, building community.
Yes, good. Happy Friday. So you got a question for you. How much does it cost for an abortion for the first trimester? Because I was driving today and we got a bad batch of niggas on the street.
Sir, I don't know how much it would cost. I do not know. I'm sorry. You know what? You probably can go on the one of the websites of one of the places that have that service, and you could.
Because I was driving and like I almost got hit like 3 times, and I'm just like, okay, they really taking this city from sugar to sugar honey iced tea. So when I look at other places like Louisiana, where they say, look, we don't want to deal with this, can you really blame them?
No comment. We will let you express your opinions here. He's gone. I don't know what happened to him. We have another caller. Caller, go ahead.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tamika. Good morning, Miss Latoya.
Latoya's not on. It's only Brian.
Oh, good. Well, good morning, Mr. Brian.
What's going on, my brother? How you doing? You always
fine.
You do.
Wait, we had to ask you that. Well, you always leave Brian out.
I brought it. I said that. He ain't heard Latoya's voice, but he spoke to her. Yeah.
Latoya ain't even here. She's gone until next week sometime. You giving her respect.
Mother's Day is every day, but Mother's Day is Sunday. The celebration. I got to meet her. I got to meet Mr. Brian. I got to meet Mr. Ryder. I got to meet Mr. Scarby. I got to kick it with Mr. Debo. I got to reunite with Mr. Heavy Levy.
Oh,
So I mean, but what I'm just calling to say was have a nice day and a nice weekend. I'm getting ready to go to Bunzell to get my oxtails is about as big as your knees there. So
Well, where are you getting some?
I'm going to
oxtails at?
Bunzell to get my meats right now, and then I got to get some more next week too when I get my other money on my little card there. But I
Let me tell you, I almost lost my black card back in November
you
because
can't buy meat with that though.
no, I never had oxtails before.
Oh well,
I just never had oxtails, and I was in
the way I picked them, you like.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I was in the Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the people that one of our partners that we work with, it was my birthday, and he's like, I'm gonna take you out, and we went to this restaurant. I can't remember where it was, but I'm not also. I almost lost my black card too because I do not like hot, spicy food. I don't like hot sauce.
When do you celebrate your birthday?
Well, it was November 18th. This was a while back.
November 18th. I'm July 28th. So you can do you know how to make cornbread from scratch?
Yes.
Okay, no Jiffy Mix, no Bisquick though.
No.
No. It's got to be from scratch. I'll give you a bag of flour so you can make me something scratch.
Believe it or not, I can throw down.
Can you bake a pizza? Can you bake a pizza from scratch?
I probably could. I never have.
I'll help you.
My big thing.
If you can get the crust right with the toppings, the sauce, and everything else, we can make that work.
But back to this oxtail thing. We went to this restaurant, and he told me, "You have never had oxtail?" And I was like, "No." And I said, "Okay, is it spicy?" They know they have a version that's not spicy. Oh my goodness, what's they so good? I mean, I was sitting there savoring, and it had deep gravy. They had deep gravy and noodles, and it was so good. So I hope you have a good time and get some oxtails.
I know you're married, but I tell you, sometime in the future, I have to let you and him taste mine. But if I would have caught you when you was younger now, you would be with me. That would be
Yeah, Mr. Vukovic, you better watch out. There are people waiting in line. Hey, I was a catch back in my 20s. I'm a catch still now, but let's go back to what we were talking about, which is voting. So we are assisting people that can't to register to vote. So if they need assistance, they need help, please give us a call. But one of the things we talk about is proof of residency, and that is the biggest thing. And I want to iterate this. When you vote, if you are registered to vote already, only thing that you need is a ID to show that you are who you are. If you are registering to vote, you need an ID and proof of residency. If your ID has your actual resident on it, then that is your proof of residency, and that is your ID. If your ID, your state ID, or any of the IDs that are eligible has your face and your name, but it does not have your address or your current address, you need something else. All residents must, and I'm going to read this right from My Vote, because I think it's important, and these are issues that people must understand. All proof of residency documents must include the voter's name and current residential address, a current and valid state of Wisconsin driver's license or state ID, that's one, any other identification card or license issued by the state government, governmental body or unit, any identification card issued by an employer in the normal course of business or bearing a photo of the cardholder, but not a business card, a real estate bill or receipt for the current year or the year preceding the date of the election. Residential leases that is effective on the date of registration. So it's not valid if you like your lease say it ended in May and you trying to register in June. A gas, electric, telephone service bill, utility bill from the period commencing no later than 90 days before the date of your registration. So if you wanted to register today, any bill that you got 90 days prior can be used, but if it's 120 days, you can't use it. A university, college, technical college ID, only if must include a photo, only if the voter provides a fee receipt dated within the last 9 months or the institution provides a certified housing list to the municipal clerk. An intake document from a residential care facility such as a nursing home or assisted living, a bank credit card or a credit union statement, regardless of the type of account, or a credit card statement. These are all that only a current, invalid, unexpired, but can be suspended or revoked Wisconsin driver's license or Wisconsin state ID card with the voter's current name and address qualifies as a proof of residency. That is important. So you go to register to vote, and you have your driver's license and it's a current, your current address. That's good. You're done. Give it to them. They register you. Great. If you have an ID and you moved and the ID doesn't match your current address, then you need one of the things that I just listed. Who is eligible to vote? There is one thing that we have been trying to educate people on, and that is when you are a felon, can you vote?
Yes, you can. As long as you're not on parole or probation.
And that is long as you have finished your obligation to society, you have paid all your fines, did everything you had to do, you can vote. Here's another question that was asked. What happens if I have a pending felony? I don't have a felony before, but I'm going through the court system. Until you are convicted, you are not a felon. Until the judge, convicts you, you are not. So even the people who are awaiting a trial or if you are not convicted of that, you are still a legal register. You can register to vote, and you are illegal. You are able to legally vote.
Yeah, because I was at U-Haul the other day, Tamika, and I had a young guy who was working there at, we just talking about getting them signed up, or individuals need to be signed up. One lady was still on probation. She said that she'll be getting off next year. She's definitely, I said, we coming to get you soon as you
we're gonna assist them.
Yeah. You get them registered. Both the other guys said he already has felonies, but he's not on papers, but he just got charged 2 felonies. So in that situation, him being charged but not being sentenced or anything like that, would he even still be able to vote, even though he's been charged?
He's just been charged according, and we're gonna have to ask Lena in the law when she calls in next week. She can probably
break that down.
Break that down. But that is, you're not guilty until you're guilty.
Yeah.
You don't have a felony until you have a felony.
Yeah.
And that is, so one of the other things that, as we've been doing this work, people are nervous to give their information, but this is, at least the people that we are helping assist Wisconsin Voices is helping assist people to register. We don't want your information. We just really are literally letting you put your information in. You are putting it in. We're trying to assist you if you have any questions, concerns, comments. We will help you through that process. But this is something that we have fought for years. I mean, we started trying to, with, women's rights. We even helped white women get their vote, and then we didn't get it until the Civil Rights Act. But as Black women, we have been in the forefront to help. There are so many people who have died and who have lost their lives or were in prison for the right to vote. And we take it so lightly. This is something that we should definitely appreciate, because there are other countries that they have no right to vote, or they're still, if you're a woman, you don't have a right to vote, and they're still suppressing the vote of everybody. So I guess that is what our organization, Wisconsin Voices, is about, as well as Be a Voice. One of the things we want to talk about as we're going through this is on our website, and it should be up either today or Monday. We're going to have a button. And that button, when you click on it, what are those called? It's not a button, actually. It's a
icon.
Icon.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it.
Icon. They go for it.
Yeah, on the website. And what we're going to be asking is, we're asking for any of our listeners.
On the link?
Yeah, on the link.
Okay.
But it's a link, I guess you could say.
It's still an icon that takes you to the link.
Right. But what we're going to be doing is asking you two different questions. Number one, do you want a particular topic? If you want us to deep dive or get a guest, or have a topic you would like to hear us discuss, let us know. The second thing we're going to be asking is, we're going to start these after June. We're going to be starting our candidate interviews again, and we're going to ask candidates questions. We don't want these questions to be specifically for individual candidates. Like, if Joe Blow is on the ballot, we don't want you asking specific questions on him, for him, but we want to ask specific questions of each state rep, each state senator that's up for election, DA, because those are, and there's some general questions that we want to know. Like, if you want to know, what is your concern, or what is your thoughts on reentry work, or trying to overhaul the criminal justice system, you'll have a specific question to ask. You could ask all of those individuals. You could ask the assembly. You could ask the people who are running for state Senate. You can ask the person that's running for DA. These are questions that we would like you to form, to make this kind of your voice, because it is Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices, but we are asking for your participation. What would you ask somebody, Brian?
What are some of the steps that we're going to take towards consistently keeping certain areas of entertainment and establishments across the city, not just downtown, safe when people want to go out?
Wait, start over again.
I missed something. What ways are we consistently going to keep businesses, entertainment businesses safe across the city? Or can we get more of a this be more of an argument? Could we get more checks? Some of the neighborhoods that have thriving bars and clubs that that are outside of downtown, because can we get a better patrol to go through some of those areas, especially those ones that have people that come and hanging out that are not the ones that are in there buying the food and buying the hookahs and buying the drinks. They just standing out trying to be seen. Can we get a better check in the neighborhood? Just like I go to certain cities, I see a better rotation of police officers going through. We don't need the Milwaukee police coming after the 45 shell cases. Can we get y'all to come check it out between or before that?
And this is a teachable moment.
Oh, I do something wrong.
No, but your question is local.
Yeah.
Everybody on the ballot there's a couple of county positions,
Mhm.
and there's a couple county positions, and then there is state and federal.
Mhm.
We've already passed those local ones. That's a local question. Now we can ask the alder people to come in, and since now they have been elected,
Mhm.
what are you going to do about this? And that's something else you can ask. Can you, if you have a local problem, we can bring in an alder to say, hey, you were on the show, our county, you were on the show, our county supervisors, our county exec, the mayor of Milwaukee was on the show. Hey, Glendale's mayor was on the show. Do we have questions for them? But that is a local question.
Oh, my bad. Was you looking for a statewide question?
Well, no, I'm just saying, I'm just giving you, it's not that I understand what you're saying.
Mhm.
That's a question that anybody could ask,
Mhm.
but we're asking candidates for the seats that are up
Oh,
now.
Oh, those.
Right. And then we still also want to,
August election.
for August and November, ask them not specific questions, but broad questions of state. And we're going to try to do half-hour shows.
Okay.
So we can actually get them to understand us, and then we can be introduced to them, and then we can ask the specific question.
Okay.
Again, go to our website, click Amplify Your Voice, because that's what the little button is called, and give us questions for candidates or topics for future shows. It's already up. Our communications person has already put it up, so it's up there already. This is we're trying to make this a community led, community based radio show. Sometimes it's our opinions, but our opinions and views.
Yeah.
But we want to hear what you have to say. And 414-444-5250. So as we start, I think it's like 2 weeks left as the signature collection is going on. If you look, it's some interesting candidates coming out, some people who have ran before, people who are new to the game, some re-elections. Some people will not have opponents, so they will kind of just collect their signatures. Their residents must think they did a really good job, and they want to let them go. It's some people who are going to have opponents. This is going to be interesting. There's a couple of people who have given up their seats to run for Senate. I can't wait to see what this is going to get good.
Did you see the news yesterday?
What are you talking about, Brian? Please tell me, inform me.
Since we're talking about local political individuals and and candidates in the community, Mr. Khalif Rainey took the office at African American Affairs.
Yeah.
Appointed by Mr. Cavalier Johnson.
Oh,
Mayor Cavalier Johnson.
Please join Wisconsin Voices every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. We will be focusing on community partnerships, voter education, and long-term collective impact for all Wisconsinites.
You're listening to Wisconsin Voices Be a Voice Radio. Follow us at BAWI Voice and learn more at wisconsinvoices.org.
The three pillars of Wisconsin Voices are protecting democracy, teaching advocacy, and building community. Learn more about Wisconsin Voices and our partners at wisconsinvoices.org. Stay up to date on our community events page and get involved by visiting our donation page.
That is, that's what people had, kind of suspected, that he wanted to do more of the day-to-day city job. So congratulations to him.
Congratulations, Khalif.
Mr. Rainey, I will miss you at I've seen him at every City League of City conference.
Mm-hmm.
He does participate in that with Mr. Russell Stampert. I've seen there. I haven't seen too many. I know Bob Bauman does do this League of Cities. I've seen him there as well. Don't remember anybody else. Oh, Mr. Chambers, Mark Chambers. I've seen him there as well. These are good conferences to go to. We'll see how many people go this year, because I think it's in Miami. Like 2 years ago, it was in Kansas City, and it was so cold. It was November, and and the thing is, when we went there, we thought it said it was 60, 65. We got there, it was like -3. No, it wasn't that cold, but it was so cold, and we only brought like little jackets, because we're used to colder weather, but it was freezing. Last year it was in Atlanta. This year it will be in November. It will be in Miami. But there's so much going on in regards to learning about what other cities are doing. I go there because we are the city of Glendale is only about a little over 13,000, but there's some innovative stuff that people are doing, especially when it comes to housing, trying to curb crime, just going to some of these events and hearing what other cities are doing. You can implement those. You can have them as a pilot program.
Oh yeah.
I'm still trying to get a sister city for Glendale. I'm working on that still, but those are the people you meet, and you do find some people who are interesting in a program. I remember talking to one individual, and they gave me an idea for our chief of police. So it's been interesting. It's been I like going there. I don't know if I'm going this year.
Yeah.
Because I have a bad track record with Miami.
You gotta make up for that one.
Yeah, I got COVID for the first time when I went to Miami a month
I
or
didn't
so
get that
ago
one picture.
in February.
All I wanted was pictures of you having a good time, taking a little, break outside and enjoying the palm trees.
And as soon as I
COVID, I'm like,
landed, I tested positive. I mean, I got to the hotel, tested for COVID. We got a caller. Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you all this afternoon?
We are blessed. It is almost the end of our day, so we got a couple more days, our hours, but then it's the weekend.
That's right. You are blessed. I wanted to ask you, I know I did a lot of campaigns and participated in a lot of the elections, and I wanted to know what the atmosphere is, because a lot of our election people, we're either working behind the tables or we're registered people at the polls. The atmosphere. Do you see people participating? Because I've seen a couple of people at Walmart, at just various Walmarts. That's what I did too. Same thing, but and still doing it. How is the atmosphere? Because I want to be an encourager myself, working with college students. How is it going? Is it going pretty well, or how's it going with the campaigns?
Well, I'm not really involved in any particular campaigns, but
I mean, just in general, out in the atmosphere.
Right now, I believe that people are saturated with information, but we have to keep pushing it, because if you hear something, what is it?
Yeah.
I think it's if you do something, like if you work out for 14 consecutive days, it becomes a habit. or I think
Yeah.
it's something like that. So if we keep pushing people to
Yeah.
think about registration, think about voting,
Right.
think about that, becomes a part ingrained subconsciously,
Absolutely.
it's ingrained in their head. And
Yeah.
even though, this time they may not vote, but if we keep pushing it, next
Yes.
time their little spidey senses is going to be like, I know I should vote. I know I should vote. Maybe we can get
Absolutely.
people out there, but we have to give them a reason to vote. There are so many
Absolutely.
reasons to vote, but they may not see it. One
Yes.
person said the other day,
hmm
their lives really hasn't changed no matter who's in office or
Right.
what they're doing. Some
Right.
people who, are more well off said, oh, I paid a
hmm
little bit more in taxes, but it didn't change my life. Even some of
hmm
the people who are on the lower income level was like,
Right.
I'm struggling now. I'm struggling then. I'm going to struggle in the future. So what is
Right.
the point? But if we collectively put our votes together on a particular
hmm
issue, a particular candidate, whatever it is, there
I
is
think
change to come.
I think exactly that's what I guess what I'm trying to say is that's what I did. I was even though I would go like SDC down to the Hillside Project area. I was out there, in front of the welfare building. I was like all over saying, "Hey, you know what? This is us." You
Uh-huh.
know. So I've been where you are. I'm and you go to me go, I don't. I got a wiki. And you know what I'm saying? And like, you can do this. We have to do this together. I'll never forget when they pulled me out of the voting line. They said we need somebody to go behind the table. I said, I'll do it. They said, do you need half a day? I said, you know what? I'll just do it. I'll never forget that because and it's just something that my father told me to do. Just vote. He took me to the polls. And it's just been in my head. I was a little kid, you know what I'm saying? And so I want to talk to the mothers and talk to the young sisters and say, hey, you know what? Your children need you. This is for their future. This is, I'm 60 plus, okay? And I'm looking at my grandbabies. I'm like, the climate. What do I care about? What is the one issue? Is what I asked them. What is that one issue? Right now, I'm looking at this climate. I am looking at that
Mm-hmm.
because I can't breathe. I'm looking at what are the poisons in your community? What are the gases? What do the streets look like? Local elections. Every time you vote, because Khalif Rainey was my alderman, and I'm angry him. I'm glad he got another job, but he was not a very good alderman. This is just me talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I vote every single election. I don't care if it's local or whatever. I am a voter. When you vote, and if your streets are not getting done, you call City Hall. We did that. And guess what? They came back over here and finished the job. They don't want a whole bunch of seniors calling City Hall.
Well, I think, but that is whether they want it or not, you can do it. That is the glory of being.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the glory of having the democracy. Whether they like it or not, you can always voice your opinion. You can voice your, what you want to do. Amplify your voice. That is kind of the campaign we are running this year. With Be a Voice.
If you need my help, I would love to help. There's those numbers out there. We want to help. I would love to. I'm not doing much at home. I want to help. If I know I get a lot of phone calls. I do my campaign on phone now on my computer.
Well, there are organizations.
Numbers I'll be listening on Fridays. I'll be listening to.
I'm glad you listen. And here's the thing: if you there is a volunteer button on our website.
Okay.
Put in there. We will, if you want to do phone calls, we have organizations that are looking for volunteers to do phone calls.
Okay.
So we would love if you put it in there. Say you want to volunteer to do some phone banking. We'll set you up, teach you how to do it. I know you sound like you're seasoned.
Oh,
You're kind of seasoned at that, but
season.
so we will
I'll get that number from you.
It's on the website, wisconsinvoices.org. You can go on the website, or you can call 414-226-4289. I'll give you that number again for Wisconsin Voices, 414-226-4289.
Gotcha.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. God bless you. And have a happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
Okay.
well, as we leave, I got to tell y'all what Brian did yesterday. I didn't think, we weren't working. We usually work from home on Fridays. Brian gave me a little Mother's Day present. It had, I had to go to the office and run up the 7 flights of stairs because we have no power in our building. But guess what's in there? It was some juice, some candy.
Yeah.
What else? Some chips.
Got the women of the offices some bags set up. I do want to thank Miss Anjanae from Maximus for helping me out with that. But yes, I got Tamika a bag, and I figured, she was like, "What type of juice?" I was like, "You got to go back and put the original hood juice in there because that's what all three don't relate to." So Nicole, you got your bag as well, and Latoya's is on her desk as well too. So we had to, represent for the women and the mothers of the office. So happy Mother's Day to you, Tamika, Nicole, and Latoya, and also to my granny and my auntie. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
If I could marry Brian off, I'm gonna marry Brian off. He is such a wonderful, caring person. I'm gonna marry you off someday.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually. My doctor asked that too. Do you want to get married or anything? I'm like, yeah, we'll see.
Now you saw what you just did, right? Do you have a doctor that has an accent?
He's from the islands.
See, you just, instead of saying my doctor asked me,
his smooth, he had a smooth accent.
You did the smooth accent. And I was like, thank you so much for being with us every week, every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
And opinions expressed on this show do not reflect that of the staff and management of WNOV and W293 CX 106.5 FM Courier Communications Milwaukee, but are the sole comments of the host and guest of this particular show.
The views and opinions expressed in this program do not reflect those of Wisconsin Voices, but are those of the host and guests of this particular show, and their appearance on the program does not imply any endorsements or representation by Wisconsin Voices. Thank you for listening to Be a Voice with Wisconsin Voices.
Be a voice.
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 Visit wisconsinvoices.org.
Visit wisconsinvoices.org.
Visit wisconsinvoices.org
And learn more on how to be a voice with Wisconsin Voices.